So, how I'm training, and hello, my name is Fire after all, but how I'm training is a bit interesting, given the fact that I am learning how to be less arrogant. Or not really arrogant, but less reckless. As for Lightning is the same way with me, but he isn't all too like me. I am probably the most reckless one out of all of the gods. And as said that all of the gods are training, how I am mainly dodging or mainly just not being reckless is by escaping. I'm having to think further and think better, because I don't think when I fight. When I fight, I just fight, and I tank and I tank and I tank until I have so much strength, one punch will knock you out. And that could mean a punch to the toe or a punch to the head. It doesn't matter. But on to what I'm thinking. Let's do rays. So like a railgun or like a laser beam like how Frieza does it. Or maybe a big ray like Saitama. Or like how Saitama doesn't do a big ray, but it's like how he almost punched Genos in that big gust of wind when they were in the mountains. Or in like this weird rocky valley mountains. And he punched in a big gust of wind and that whole side of that mountain was gone. Or how Genos, an example, would be is where he would actually shoot a ray. And when he shot the ray, it was pretty damn big. And excuse me for my language there. I don't usually cuss. Well, damn ain't really a word. But yeah, don't worry about that. So, onto that, usually for the mini arrays, you could just sidestep. Or what you could do is, this is mainly what you should be doing against the big arrays, because you can't sidestep big arrays, because if you do, and they're planet shooting the planet breaking rays, so like if they're big enough to cover the whole planet and you're sidestepping a little bit, or a ton, more than likely, you're gonna get blasted still. So, what you should do is, this could go for both, but mainly with the smaller rays, with the more thinner rays, you could just sidestep. With the more bigger rays, you have to actually move in towards them and counterattack on them. So, as for let's say Genos had a big ray cannon from One Punch Man. Big ray cannon to destroy the whole world, and it covered the world. Well, if you're on that world and you sidestep it, you're gonna get destroyed. And I'm repeating myself here, but how you counter it is by going into him. So you don't walk straight in front of him and then like expect to just take the brute force of the entire cannon straight to your body. No, what you do is move off to the side, and then you would hit him with a counter punch. Let's say a hook, uppercut, or maybe a blast of your own, or maybe a punch that has enough power to do the same thing like Saitama does, or boom, insta dead. Or maybe you get more farther out and you throw larger attacks like energy bombs. Energy bombs are, I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But as for the more smaller ones, you could just sidestep them. If they're shooting faster, you have to sidestep quicker. And if they're shooting, my bad. Sorry, my brain died. But if they're shooting in very mysterious patterns, you have to sort of judge based off of what they're shooting at, or like shooting wise. It's weird, complicated, but let me tell you. If they're shooting in unpredictable patterns, you have to look at them and look where they're shooting at, and then move according to where they're shooting at. Although, if you want to play distance, it's going to be a bit harder, because you don't want him to shoot one of your energy balls or like energy things, whatever they are, and it destroys it. But it'd be better if you got close, but quickly. And now on to stuff like basic offense, like fighting and stuff. Like, fighting, like traditional fighting as in boxing and shit like that. If I'm going to throw one punch at a normal human, I could kill them. If I were to throw one punch at my brother, I would get hurt. Weird thing to say this, because if I just throw one singular punch, I'm getting my head knocked off. And I mean literally. So, for a normal human to fight up against a god like me, you can't really do that. For a normal human, I could throw 20 punch combinations and then end it off with the uppercut like the animes do, which is like boom, and they're out cold. For fighting up against my brother, like Shadow, for example, I am getting rocked. Because, first of all, he knows a bunch of fighting styles. I could throw one punch, he could figure out 10 different ways to counter it. Parry. Let me give you some examples. Parry, slip, punch to the side, shuffle, hit, or, well, hook to the body, uppercut to the head. This is all fast. Believe it or not, you may say, well, can't you just use your speed to your advantage? Well, no. We're all gods and we all have sort of the same traits as each other, but some of us are faster, some of us are stronger, and we're all like equally as semi-fast, but some of us, like I said, are faster, and he has the same speed as me, so I can't just throw 10 punch combinations on him, because that would be bad. I have to fight like if I was fighting a normal human in a normal human's body. I have to jab, feint. I have to do all these things and super fast speeds. But I can't just throw one punch and not move. I have to move when I punch. So punch, slip, punch, back up, hit. I have to do all these sort of things to not get hit. And that's the thing that I need to work on, because if it was me, I would punch, get hit, punch, get hit, punch, get hit, and it'd just be repeating until I either am knocked out on the ground or they're knocked out on the ground. And usually, if I'm fighting against someone who is as reckless as me, it's sort of a draw. If I'm fighting someone like Shadow, I lose 95% of the time. That other 5%, I sort of like, die. Yeah. Yeah. But he helps train us. And as of that, that's mainly all that I'm really working on. But thank you very much for listening in. And I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. Peace.